All right. I want to talk about the amazing digital circus. I've been waiting for a while to talk about it, try to gather my thoughts, so I'm going to talk about it now. So, I've noticed when it comes to like fans of Jax, some of them, not all of them, of course, that goes without saying, some of their defenses for Jax fall into two categories, and that is either not true or not a defense at all. Now I want to talk about them, okay? The first one that is just not true at all is when they say Jax is secretly actually just trying to help all the main cast. He's trying to help them all. And the reason that's not true is because, even if he is, he's doing a shit job at it. The first reason it's not true is because he's clearly in denial about the way he treats people, which is why he thinks everybody fits an archetype. For example, he says Gangle is the sad one, but in episode 5, he questions if Gangle is able to be happy without her comedy mask. The reason he breaks the comedy mask so much is because Gangle is the sad one. And the comedy mask is something that is essentially just masking us, basically. But as we've seen in episode 6, Gangle is capable of being happy without the mask. He says Zubul is the grumpy one, and while yes, they do come off as grumpy, Zubul is also very caring, especially towards Gangle. He says Ragatha is the cheerful one, and let's be honest, we all remember what happened when episode 5 came out and the entire internet blew up because she glitched slightly. Like, we all saw, she crashed out so bad. He says Kinger is the crazy one, and, well, we all know what happens when the lights turn out. And when he says Pomni is the one who hasn't figured that out yet, it's because he's in such a state of denial that he doesn't realize that her, just like everyone else, is a person. They don't fit his archetypes at all, and that's why he continues to break when he isn't the funny one. The archetypes he's pushing is literally meant to be a defense of himself. If he's the funny one, then yeah, of course he's going to act like that. Of course he's going to be a little jerk, It's because it's funny. But it's not funny, and nobody's laughing. And even if the first reason was true, that he is secretly trying to help them, well, he's doing a bad job at it. Gangle is only good right now because Zubul is with her. And Ragatha, the only reason she didn't distract in episode 6, I suspect, is because she talked with Kinger. Well, Pomni talked with Kinger. Really, he isn't helping anyone. He has no signs of helping anybody ever. And if you try to say, oh, but in the pilot, he hides the fact that Cosmo abstracted. Well, they found out in the end, didn't they? What was that supposed to do? And the other excuses to me that aren't really defenses are, well, he secretly cares about them, or he doesn't actually like torturing them. Cool. He's still doing it. I mean, I know this is going to seem like a harsh comparison, but, maybe one of the ice agents don't like being ice agents. They're still ice agents. Again, that's a harsh comparison, but, still, it still holds up. If you don't, that person who abused you, maybe they didn't like what they were doing. Maybe they secretly did love you to their heart core. But they still hurt you. That's not a defense. They're still a piece of shit. They still hurt you. I remember seeing a video from a creator today who showed a post from Gooseworks. I don't know if it was on Twitter or something, maybe on Tumblr, maybe on Reddit. I don't have any social media platforms besides TikTok and YouTube, but you know what I mean. And where they literally said, yeah, you can like Jax, but all these excuses are weird. And he's still a bad person. And that's also another thing I want to touch on. I don't like Jax as a person, okay? I think his character is excellently made. He's well written. He's a well-written character. I don't like him. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I don't like you as a Jax fan. Okay? You are not Jax. You don't have to attach yourself to this character to that extent. That doesn't mean I don't have to like you, okay? Another thing I want to talk about is how the fandom reacted when Ragatha crashed out on Jax in episode 5. because it felt so telling to me. Like, Ragatha is this person who always tries to be nice, always tries to be kind, and in episode 6 we learned it's because she basically hates herself and doesn't want everybody else to see her the way she sees herself. But it literally shows me that you can have a person, a character, a woman be so kind and optimistic all the time. But the one time she shows a flaw or gets sick of somebody's shit, then she's a bad person. She didn't do anything wrong. She mentioned Ribbit on accident, apologized profusely for it directly afterwards, and then when she finally gets sick of Jax's shit that he's been doing for the entire series, people act like she's a bad guy for no reason. I'm sorry, let's be honest here. If you were in the Amazing Digital Circus, you would hate Jax. And don't say that you wouldn't. You would not like him because he is pushing your buttons while you're already in a stressful situation. You can't give Jax the leeway that, oh, the Digital Circus, it's stressful, he's in a traumatic environment, because everybody is. He doesn't have any excuses for his behaviors. He does need help. Jax needs help. He needs to become better. He needs help. But right now, he is just not a good person. Like, he even gets mad at Ragatha because he's like, oh, well, she's always acting like everything's fine. We're all stuck here. But here's the thing. That means that both characters are in denial. But the difference between them is when Ragatha is in denial, she tries her best to make everybody happy and make sure everybody's okay. When Jax is in denial, he does his best to be an asshole because he thinks it's also okay. These characters both need to look into reality, but yeah, I don't know why the fandom got on Ragatha so hard for it. There was no reason to do that. Like, it kind of just goes to show that most people will literally, like, rally behind a person who's an asshole, but might be able to try to do his best in the future to get better versus somebody who's already nice. Like, Ragatha doesn't need to change, doesn't actually just need to change how she treats people. She needs to change how she views herself. She can still be kind and also be more respectful to herself because she is her worst enemy here. Jax is a person who hurts other people. So yeah, you can say he secretly cares about people. You can say he doesn't enjoy what he's doing, but that doesn't matter. He still does it. He's still an abuser. Ragatha does something rude one time and she's raked over the coals for it. But Jax is rude for the entire series and he somehow gets away with it. It's so annoying.